Welcome back, everybody. We are back in our SVT VR, hopefully getting this guy fixed up and off the bench this evening. You can see we're stripped down on the chassis to just have the Power 2 PCB here. I want to show you that we were correct in our measurements from last time. So these guys are 220 ohm screen resistors. There should be one for every tube. And then these are the another 5.4 ohm on this. Let's see what they are on the schematic. Yeah, these are 5 ohm cathode resistors that are probably used as part of the sensing circuit, or to help just lift the bias of the tubes. Then each one also has a 47K. Now all these check out except for this one right here, which is the one that we found before, is just open at all times. 220 ohm. I'll throw a schematic up here. It does look like somebody's done work in this before. These do not look like original resistors. Some of them are slightly different. Let's see if we can get you zoomed in here. So like these guys look different than these, just different brand. I don't think the stock ones, I mean, it actually looks like someone rebuilt this entire board at some point. This does not look like factory solder for any of these 5 ohm guys. Kind of interesting. These probably came with the diodes across the screen resistors, just like on the SVT CLs. I know on the CLs there's a service bulletin to remove those. Kind of defeats the purpose of the screen resistor if you limit it to, they're basically putting diodes there to try to protect the screen resistor, but in doing so, kind of cause more harm than good by limiting the amount of voltage across that screen resistor to 0.7 or 0.7 volts. So yeah, we'll go ahead and replace this guy. We'll get this back together. I do still suspect that there is a other event happening that was causing that popping we were hearing. Could just be preamp tube that's arcing. But we will get everything tightened down and then check that out and go from there. All right, so ideally this should be a 220 ohm quarter watt flame-proof resistor, and unfortunately only have carbon film resistors currently on hand. So I'm going to throw one of those in there. That should be fine. I did want to point out though, it almost looks like there's some scorching down here, which is interesting. So that would have been right around here on the circuit board. Wonder if this thing did have an event at some point. It almost looks like some rust. I'm gonna have to clean a little bit of this up. Also, look at that gap in the chassis from the transformers where the chassis is bent. Now, every single one of these bolts was loose for both transformers, so I'm tightening everything down as I go. That could explain some of the bend from the way the transformers. Not great. Okay, let's get this thing back together enough that we can do some power on tests and see what happens. Okay, so we have the amp on. We are out of protection mode. I would say at first I kind of goofed, and this screw I used, now this is a grounding point for that circuit board, but I used one of these black screws because there's 3 of those screws. So I went 1, 2, 3, and it stayed in protection mode. So watch out for that. I wanted to point out, because on these VRs, there is the balance setting in addition to, so again, on these guys, they don't turn red, but when you adjust these two for the bias controls of each of the pairs, these LEDs will either turn green or go dim. But then the balance, you actually need some test equipment to do this. So you need to send in a signal such that what you get out is 40 hertz at 25 volts. So let's take a look at the oscilloscope here. You can see channel 2 is our output. We're getting 25 volts. We're sending in 200 millivolts. And then we're getting that at 40 hertz, although let's make sure that that's what we're getting. Okay, here we go. Channel 2 frequency is the same, 40 hertz. This yellow signal, channel 1, is what we're sending in. Channel 2 is the output. So again, we're getting 25 volts out at 40 hertz. And then what you're going to do is adjust this until your balance light comes on. There are simpler ways to do this. If you needed to, you could use a home-built oscillator or something like that. But yeah, you will need some kind of sine wave generator in order to do that balance adjustment. Everything's looking good so far. The only other thing the customer mentioned on this one was the fan was super rattly. I've had it powered up for about 45 minutes. No pops, no noises like we were hearing before. So I think we're probably good. I am going to let this just like soak on the bench with power going through it for a few hours and see if anything else comes up. If something does, I'll post an update. But I think we are otherwise good on this one, which is pretty cool. Another SVT checked off the list. All right. As always, thanks for watching, guys. And we'll see you on the next one.